Welcome back to this live session for the second day of the trading week. After yesterday's successful session, we are looking for further trading opportunity here in this market. Hope that you guys are ready for another big trading day and week. Looking at the market to see where the price is showing up entry opportunity in this market. Looking at yesterday's move, and also we can see later today coming up, there is a very important speech coming. Powell is coming on the speech, and with the Powell speech, the market in fact could has significant movement as this week's first high impact area coming up later in this market. Hope that you guys ready for this trading day after yesterday's successful trading day, looking for further entry opportunity here in this market. So let's look at first of all a daily chart that I was looking on a gold on a daily support level, which is a very important support on the daily. And with this daily support, the market started to bounce off that level, and that's what you can see. The market is maintaining an uptrending market structure, and we saw there is currently the market is coming for a deeper pullback. We are looking at in this market to see how the price action potentially be doing in this market. So if you guys prepared for entering as soon as the trade comes up, say yes in the live chat, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Like the stream if you are ready to take your trading to the next level by learning from this live session later today. So that being said, what we are looking at in this market, this is currently bull market, and in that bull market the price action is showing up to be significantly bullish. That you can see here is the market structure that you can see starting from here with this key support level that you can see. The market has dropped to that key support level in the past, that from this FOMC drop the market has made its move back to the upside pullback, and we can see the market is maintaining this uptrending market structure. Where's the daily price action? This is the daily support level. The price has dropped again back to this daily support. We are looking at mostly on the daily support for the market to give us a potential move later today. So this is the daily market structure here in that area. So if we look at this daily price action, this is the daily market structure where the market has tested the daily support, and from this test of this daily support expecting the price to potentially reject again back to the upside. It's a long-term bull market, looking at this market to potentially remain bullish here for the long-term picture in this market. So looking at the bull market, this is a bullish market waiting for the price to show up here for another bounce back to the upside, and it's a bull market waiting for the market to show up as soon as the price give us that entry opportunity. Now if you guys curious about today's market, skin black, I hope that now it's okay. If you can hear me and see me, say yes in the live chat that you can hear me and see me. This is where the market structure showing up to be bullish, and daily chart I was looking at, we saw that from here with the last day of trading week forming a very smaller green candle, the market had a breakout from this support level, and with that breakout the price has created this bullish candle, which is green bull candle, and in that green bull candle the market has today printed so far another bullish price action. Now this is a very strongly bull market. Now in that bull market, what we are looking at, the price to test this support level and then to return again back in the major direction of the trend, and that's where the market structure is showing up to be upside here, and from that upside market structure we can look for possible entry in this market later today. So as bull market, our goal is only to enter in the direction of the trend. Thanks for confirming, guys. Welcome. Now, as if you look at here, you can see that this is where the daily support level. It's a bull market, and in that bull market, waiting for the price to potentially crack that low and then to return again back above to the upside here in that market. So that's where the entry possible. Now I'm looking at 1 hour chart to see if you guys have looked at yesterday's move that we have seen in the market, previous daily price action that we have seen in this market. Previous daily price action was here, and we saw that significant move from the place that we bought this market. It was a massive breakout and it's still moving in that direction, except now the market is coming for this deeper pullback here in that market. And in that deeper pullback, as the market structure is maintaining this current breakup structure where the price is heading back below. If we look at the 4-hour chart, that the price is approaching that key support level, where if we look at, this is a very important support here in this market, and from that support, as if we look at the daily price, it's just breaking back below, and we saw that there was a previously after this breakdown, the market has made its move back to the upside with one single momentum here in that market. So looking at the 4-hour chart, that from the intraday in this market, that the price action is here showing up to be, if you look at here, it's a rejection from the higher price and waiting for the market to test that low and then to return again back above to the major direction of the trend. So this is the zone that we are looking at in this market here, that this is a support level, and in that support where the price has dropped to that key support level, expecting the market to retest and then potentially to reject back again in the direction of the trend. So that is what we are looking at in this market, for the price to test and then to potentially return in the major direction of the trend. So there's an imbalance in the market. If you look at the 1-hour chart, you can see from the imbalance, the price from this high here started to break below to this support level here in that market. So that is where the price is approaching that key imbalance, key support level, and from that key support level expecting the market to potentially have drop and then retest again back in the major direction. This is what we are looking at, guys. From the 4-hour chart that we have seen, there was significant breakout in the past, and now it's on a pullback, and we have catch the biggest trade in that area as well. And now we are looking for the market to come here to retest and then potentially to return again back in the major direction of the trend. I hope that you guys enjoying the live session. If you're enjoying, make sure you like this stream. Did you like? And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updated education as well as analysis like that coming up in this market every single day. Welcome. And now it's on the support level. If you look at the 1-hour price action from here, that you can see it's on a support which has, if you look at the market, drop to that potentially to that support where there is a high liquidity, and as the market has dropped and broken back below the support level, where we can expect this market potentially to trend again, continue to rise back here in that market. This is what we are looking at in this market, to see that the price is showing up to be significantly bullish, and now on a pullback. So that pullback that you can see in this market is significant, as the price has dropped to that intraday support level, expecting the market to potentially return again back above here in that market. So this is where the price is approaching that support, and from that support expecting the market to potentially to trend and reach that key resistance line here to create a new higher high in this market. Here's the market currently approaching that key support level, where expecting the market to test that support where there is a high area of value, and here is the support. The market has made its move. We can see the price has dropped to that same level, expecting the market to retest and then to return again back above here in that market where there is a high area of value. Here's the support level, and we can see the market is coming potentially back to that support where we could see the price to test and then to return again back above here in that market, where the price is approaching that support, expecting the market to test and then to return again back above here in that area where there is a high liquidity. This is where the price is. If you look at here, you can see this is a key support level, and also this is another key support level, and in that two key support level, the price potentially to come back here, grab the liquidity, and then to return again back above here in that market to create a new higher high in that area. So if we look at the 1 minute chart that the price has dropped so far, we see that it's on a very important key support level. If you look at the 4 hour, that you can see the market has tested that 4 hour support, and in that intraday or the 4 hour support level, the price has potentially rejected here, and with the rejection, the market is currently approaching where there is a high liquidity zone, and we could see the price to potentially return back above here in that area, and which is an imbalance in the market, expecting the price to potentially test that low and then to revert again. This is the daily price action where the price has just tested the daily low. It's a very strongly bull market, and what we are looking at here in that bull market, the price to possibly to reject back again from this lower price here in that market. And if you look at the 1 minute chart here, that you can see the price has created this inverted head and shoulder, and with that inverted head and shoulder, are we going to see that the market started to trend back up here, or you could see the market to break below here? This is what we're looking at in this market to see if the price is giving us a potential reversal pattern here, and if the market does that, if we see the price has created a strong reversal confirmation, we could see the price to straight going back up to this daily high. This is a bull market, so always still looking at entry to the upside, but at the same time we see there is a pretty long bearish rejection from the top here. So if you look at the Fibonacci level here, from this we can see the market has created this Fibonacci, where the market has tested the Fibonacci level. The price tested this this zone here, where the price has tested 38.2%. After between this 38.2 to 50% Fibonacci, we can see the price is trying to reject back again to the upside here in that market. Here's the price is approaching that level where there is an important area, and we can see that this is where the price is on that support level. And long wick doji, pretty long wick candle that we can see in that market, where support here, and also support here. An important support, expecting the market to potentially to create an inverted head and shoulder, and then to possibly return back again to the upside here. So for us to enter, are you guys ready? We can see that the market in that area where there is a significant liquidity sweep here in that market, we are looking at the price to show up, that the price action to give us that entry opportunity here in that market. So let's wait to see that where the price is potentially be heading here in that market. Here's the market. It's an important support level, and from the support level, expecting the market to go up and potentially to create a new higher high here in that market. We're going to see an inverted head and shoulder creation. This is what I'm looking at here, guys, to see that if the market is creating an inverted head and shoulder, and we can look for that bigger entry opportunity. And that's what the market structure is showing up to be, that it's a bull market here in that area. There's the high here where the price is trying to break above that level, and where the market is on this support, expecting it to break above here to create a new higher high in that market. This is where we are looking at here. The price has filled that gap here, which is a long wick in the lower time frame, and in that gap open, as there is a potentially a break of structure waiting for this market to break from that structure and then to return back above here to create a new higher high in that market. So if we look at the market structure, potentially showing up that we see there's an inverted head and shoulder, but this is still in a very sharp downtrend, and I wouldn't consider yet that this market has reversed. That I wouldn't consider. If you look at here, you can see it's an inverted head and shoulder, and in that inverted head and shoulder, I'm not going to consider yet a reversal pattern. We could see the market to potentially continue to trend back here, or we could see that further deepening of this drop. The trend is still bearish, that we can see in this market, and in that bearish trend, the price action is showing up the price potentially to break below here to this support level where the market is showing up to be in the major direction of the trend. So this is the trend line here that you can see the market has created this long-term trend line, which is a resistance line, and we're expecting the market to possibly come back here to this support level where there is a high area of value. Now in that high area of value, expecting the market to potentially to trend back here in that area. So this is a trend line that would like to see the price to potentially penetrate first and then either to break below or to reverse again. Now what I think here, guys, this is still now locally bearish as there is a significant break in that market. Therefore we are on a local breakdown. That means that we are on a market where there is a lower time frame bearish to, if you look at the lower time frame, it's a lower time frame bearish in a higher time frame bull market. So this is what I more often talk about, that we need to look at always the overall direction that aligning together. That means a bull market is aligning with the bull market, a bear market is aligning with the bear market. This is what we need to look at in a market structure when you look at the price action and the market structure showing up. So if you look at this market, you can see that it's a long-term bull market. If you look at the daily chart here, that you can see it's a daily bullish market structure. Now in that daily bull market, we can see the price action has shown to be in that area, that the price to retest that support and potentially to reject back again in the major direction of the trend. So at the moment we can see the price action here is bearish. Okay, so if you look at here, it's a bear market, and in that bear market from this trend line, expecting that this market to potentially deepen further below here to this support level. We can see there is a double top, and the market from the double top potentially to break below to this support level here, and that is where, as this is a reversal pattern here, expecting this market to potentially to trend back here to this support level. So you're looking to see, guys, here that the market has, if you look at this market structure, which is still significantly bearish in that market. So breaking this key resistance line here, where there is an important level that you can see the price to reach that level where there's a high area of value, and in that key level of resistance the price action to retest and then to return again back below. Sort of looking at now, looking at the 1 minute chart, that you can see the market is still maintaining this downtrending market structure, which is this is the current trend line. And if we look at the high of this trend line, that you can see whenever the market touching the trend line, if you look at this trend line here, a big drop, and again another touch, big drop. So the market in those areas where the market in those areas, if you look at, guys, here you can see that this is a key trend line that you can see in this market, and in that trend line where the market is respecting that key resistance line, because the price in the past has rejected multiple times. Now if you look at, you can see this is a very important level, and the price dropped to that level and again drop to that level, and again you can see whenever the market is approaching that trend line, the price has broken from that trend line. And because the market has broken from the trend line multiple times, we could see that the price to potentially to remain bearish here in that market to this support level, and that's where we are looking at for this price to potentially break that structure and then to trend continue to drop here to this support level. Welcome. Now here what you can see, guys, this is where the market is showing up that the price potentially, if you look at, it's respecting this trend line, and with the respecting of this trend line, the price has slowly built that momentum and expecting it that the market structure going up, hit that level, and then to come back here to this key support level in that area in this market. So that being said, looking at the market to for a retest and then the rejection again back below here in that market. Wanting to see the market is breaking up, testing that high, and then to return again back below to that level. So we would like to see the price is approaching a key level where there is a high liquidity in that market, and in that area where there is a resistance line. So if you look at the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes here, that the price showing up to be bearish, we could see that the market potentially to continue to trend back here to this support level. Here is the market showing up to be bearish, but the long term is bullish. So we need to always be very selective in our entry for a sell, because our trend here is long term from the daily is bullish, and we can see the market has broken from that trend line, and in that break of this trend line, as there is a multiple liquidity sweep here, you can see it's now slowly building that momentum back below for another drop down here to this support level here in that market. Here is the market structure showing up, and we could see the price to ultimately drop down here further below to this key support level here in that market. Double bottom here, and the market is trying to push back here to this resistance line, where we can see that from this support, as the market is maintaining the downtrend, we can expect now a deeper pullback. And let's look at that support again from the long-term picture. Now, waiting for a proper entry is important, as the market is constantly changing. If you look at here, you can see that it's a new market structure. In that new market structure, if you look at it, it's a reverse market. So I would say that, because if you look at here, there is a significant breakdown currently in that market, right? So that breakdown could make the price to drop a lot. While if we look at the monthly price action, that you can see it's a monthly price action, right? So, and we are almost middle of the month. So what kind of market structure we can see? More often we need to look at the multiple time frame, and that's where the bigger entry comes. So how big an entry can be. So this is also, I was discussing earlier this week. If you guys look at some of the trade that opened in our system, if you look at this one, all right, so just 18 pips stop loss, 100 pip profit target on a single trade. Looking at the next one, this is a right example of trading, and we have opened in our system. Many of us following my account already have seen that, and some of them already I have shared as a trade alert in the premium group. Now if you look at this one, this is 300 pip on a single trade, right? So, and without any profit taking at any area at any point in time. Now, what kind of market that it is showing up here at the moment? If you look at the monthly here, you can see this is the monthly support, and from that monthly support there is a rejection back to the upside. Now we need to look at the multiple time frame analysis for each entry that I open, either in 1 minute or in the 15 minutes. It's a multiple time frame, and we need to look at that multiple time frame analysis every time we enter, and that's how we can find the bigger trade, 100 pip, 200 pip, 300 pip on a single trade using the multiple time frame analysis. Now looking at this monthly chart that you can see, this is the monthly price action where the price has opened on the monthly and then rejected back to the upside from this monthly support level. Now if you look at the weekly chart, that you can see the price from the weekly perspective, here is the move back to the upside here, which is a clean bullish impulse in that market from the weekly, that you can see every week the market is maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure. Now in that uptrending market structure, this week once the market open, if you look at the lower shadow of this weekly candle, you can find a very important clue. Guys, if you're learning what I am discussing, these are the education that can change the way you look at the market. Then don't miss out to like this stream, and also don't forget to join the Telegram. You can find link below this video for more update, education, as well as analysis that I am posting every day. So here is the key support level that you can see from the weekly, and from that weekly support the market has made its move back to the upside here. Now looking at the daily chart that you can see in this market, from the daily we see that this is the current daily price action where there is a daily bounce. The trend is a clean uptrending market structure, starting from here, a pullback, another move, a pullback, another move, a pullback, and you can see another move. The market is in another pullback, and in that pullback, if you look at that market here, the price on that support level, right? So from the daily, the price is on this support level, and in that support, if we look at the 4-hour chart, that you can see the price has in fact tested that low, and in the test of this 4-hour support level, expecting the market to potentially trend back up, or we could see that deeper breakup structure in that market. And here is the, if you look at from here, you can see it's a bigger drop in that market to this key support level, where the market is potentially heading back in the major direction of the trend. So looking at the 5-minute chart that you can see in this market, this is the lower time frame price action where a double bottom formation, and with this double bottom the price has broken back to the upside here with a double bottom. And now as this market trend, if we look at the lower time frame and the 1-minute chart, it's still bearish. I'm still happy to open for short-term sell as soon as the market is showing up. If you look at, this is the 1-hour market structure, the price is now potentially heading back to that previous resistance line, which is a very important level that you can see in this market. Now what we can see from this double top here, double bottom, the price has managed to break to the upside, and it is less likely that this market will be completely bullish. Instead, we could see the market to possibly to bounce, grab liquidity, and then to trend back down here to this key support level that you can see in this market. Breaking out here, breaking above here, and the market is showing up to be significantly upside in that market, and where there is a high liquidity zone, the price could now move for a deeper area of value in that area. So you can see this is an inverted head and shoulder where potential breakout from the inverted head and shoulder, and then to return again back to this support level here in that market. lower time frame candle close here, and what I think now potentially to see that deeper breakup structure. If you look at the 1 hour market structure here, this is the 1 hour resistance line, the market potentially to retest and then to return again back below in that market here. You can see the price is creating series of higher high and higher low, which is in an potentially uptrending market structure here in that area. We are looking at here in this market to form an inverted head and shoulder that you can see, and with that inverted head and shoulder, expecting the market to potentially to continue to trend back here to the upside to create a new higher high. And we can see it's now breaking above before the 1 hour candle close, and because it's a long-term bear market, here's what we're looking at: long-term bull market, short-term bear market, looking for the candle close and then potentially to give us an entry. This is the 1 hour price action that you can see. Current intraday resistance line is here, which is a very important level of resistance that you can see in this market, and which is a key level of resistance. Expecting this market to potentially to test and then to reject again back below here in that market. And here is we're looking at the price action to show up to be potentially further downside here in that market. Back to back, we can see two 30-minute candle closing also with a bearish price action here in that area, and looking at this market to potentially to continue to drop back further below in that market. There is a breakup structure again, and we could see that this market from this breakup structure to potentially drop down here to this support level in this market. And this is what I'm looking at here in this market, for the price to potentially come back and test that support, possibly to even break below further. And this is what a very important level that we are looking at for possible entry. As if we look at the 1 hour close here, and which is formed as a doji, and this is the current resistance line from the lower time frame that looking for the market to test and then to return again back below here in that market. Welcome back to this live session. I hope that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you like the stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. We do share many of my trades here in this live session, as well as share in the group. Looking forward to see that further entry opportunity in this market. As we can see, this is a long-term bull market. Just now we saw there was a breakup structure back to the upside, which might give us a short-term potential sell opportunity here in this market. The market structure currently showing up here in that area, that the price to be potentially where we can see the price to retest that support. And here is the key support level, expecting the market to potentially to trend and then to return again back in the major direction of the direction. So where is the price is, if you look at here, you can see it creates a structure in that area, and in that structure the price would like to see that it's breaking here and then coming down to this key support level, which is an important level that we are looking at in this market to see how the price action is doing. Okay, so you see that from the lower time frame here, it's maintaining a potential still a bearish market structure. Would like to see that the price is testing that 1 hour resistance and then to possibly come back here for another liquidity. So if we look at the daily market, we can see the price is just below the daily level, and that's where looking at in this market for the price to potentially trend here. And if the price is crossing this level that you can see, and in that level that you can see the market to if the price reach in that area, which is a very important resistance line, expecting this market to drop down here. Now we can see that lower time frame there is a possible short-term upside bias, and 15 minutes the candle close here, 5 minutes as well. We can see the price is showing up to be potentially break above here in that area. We're looking at in that market to retest and then to return again, where the price is maintaining this series of lower high that is forming, and in that series of lower high would like to see the price to potentially cross that level and then to return back in this support level where there is a high area of value. And from the 5 minutes, here is a doji formation in this area. We can see there is a head and shoulder, and in that head and shoulder the price potentially to come back below to this support level where there is an important area of value, and in that support that we can see the price tested the 10 EMA and potentially to break below further to this support area in that zone that we can see, and where the market at this level as the market on that support, what we are looking at here in this market, the price to retest and then to reject back again to the downside here, and where there is a, if you look at this local downtrend from here, a drop, pullback, another drop, potentially to break below, and we can expect this market to possibly to break any of this high and then to continue to trend to this support level. And you can see it's breaking that low, and there is a fair value gap on the lower time frame. So this is nearly to 100 pip fair value gap. So we might see the market to fill that fair value gap, but we'd like to see that it's having a stronger liquidity sweep from that high before we enter for this fair value gap in that market. The lower time frame market structure showing up to be that this is where the price action coming down for another retest of this. This is almost nearly to 100 pip fair value gap, and it's now from the support getting rejection back. We could see now 4112 nearly to that level, and with that retest of this 4112 in that level, we are looking at in this market for this price to possibly grab more liquidity and then to return again back below here in that support level. we can see there is a breakout here, and would like to see potentially a double top or any kind of price action here that can bring that market back below to this support level in this market. With this break of this support, there is a liquidity sweep, and the market now breaking that high here in that area where there is a high liquidity, expecting this market to potentially to break that high and then to retest back below in that market where the price action potentially going up, grabbing the liquidity and then coming back here. So you see that with that break below, it's now trying to create a new higher high. And if we look at the 1 hour, if you guys look at, you can see that this is the candle open, price is approaching that key resistance line. Are you going to see an entry shortly? Looking at the 4 hour as well, which is currently we still have 3 hours nearly for this candle to close. Deleting all those lines here for a potential further entry. The current resistance line that you can see on the lower time frame from 30 minutes is here. So we might see a very short term range here in this area on the lower time frame, looking for that possible entry in this market for another test and then rejection back below. So looking at the lower time frame, the market structure has shown to be from the 30 minutes from this high here, possibly to reject back again. There's a bounce here that you can see on the lower time frame. Break of structure that you can see from the 1 hour just tested this lower time frame shadow in that area, and still can see possible bias back to the upside in that market, which is currently it's in a here there is a rejection. So let's see that from the 1 hour chart where the market is potentially be heading, because if we see a very stronger rejection from this support, we might see the market to possibly return again back up here to that key resistance line. Here's the move that you can see on the lower time frame. The market structure is now on a bullish momentum where the price action is heading back to the upside here, where there is a high area of value, and the price is approaching that 20 EMA on the lower time frame, and it's getting back up from this support level that you can see with a double bottom that you can see the market now trying to push back to the major direction of the trend. So which is from the daily as well, we can see that it's a bull market, so we may see some deeper upside momentum in this market. Price has reached again another local resistance line, and from here we could see the market potentially to deepen further back below in that market, where possibility the price to break below to this support level here, where there is a high area of value in this market. looking at for another pullback, we can see lower time frame price action now showing up to be potentially upside here, where the market structure showing that the price may potentially to cross that resistance line where there is a high area of value, and expecting the market to cross that high, grab the liquidity, and potentially to bounce back again in the major direction of the trend. Approaching the market potentially to cross this high here, where the market structure possibly to break that above and then to trend back down to this long-term support level. So here is the market structure is still maintaining this slower uptrending market structure, and that is what we can see the price action showing up to be significantly bullish here in that area, and lower time frame which could turn to any time. If we look at the 4 hour, that we can see this is the 4 hour market structure, and from this support level, if we look at that, there is a complete rejection back above here in this market, and that rejection, if we look at here in that area where there is a support resistance, expecting the market to potentially to retest here in that area. So looking at the lower time frame, this is the 1 hour chart where in that 1 hour support level the price to potentially cross that recent resistance line, and lower time frame showing up to be in that market to be upside here in that area. So if we see as the market started to trend back up and we see there is a local change of trend, any breakup structure can give us now possible entry. Otherwise, you see there is a massive fair value gap here on the 1 minute chart, bearish fair value gap, and in that bearish fair value gap, the price possibly to cross that level, cross that resistance, and then to feel that imbalance in the market. Here's some potential bullish trend continuation. So there is a structure on the lower time frame that you can see 1 minute. This is a structure that has created in this market, which is an important support. And looking for this market to possibly come back for a deeper pullback, and 5-minute chart that you can see candle closing with a long wick. So looking at here a possible short-term bounce in that market, where this is the previous resistance turning support, and we're looking at the lower time frame. We can see the possible here break of structure. You could see the market to potentially break down to that key support level before it bounce back to the upside. And there's a potential break of structure here in this market. You can see the price slowly breaking below here in that support level. So there is a, if you look at, this is a bullish fair value gap, and which is nearly to 60p in the market now is potentially coming to fill that bullish fair value gap. Now this breakdown that you can see could be a reversal to this support, depending on how the market structure now is reacting in that area. So with a long wick candle formation that you can see on the lower time frame, this is a trying to reject from this bullish fair value gap, the buyers coming, and We see there is a liquidity gap, and also there is another liquidity gap here. Would like to see the market to, if this is breaking below, we'll be placing a sell stop here in that market where there is a resistance line. And what we can expect here in this market is that the price to potentially break below here to this support level. So we'll be placing a sell stop pending order. If the market breaks below, we'll be on the trade. $4,115.60. Stop loss just above this high, which is only few pips stop loss that we'll be placing here to nearly to 70 pip. Stop loss at $4,122.61 and TP target below here at, in the first place we will be placing there. Later we can readjust if needed. 4098.60. So you can see there is a bounce back to the upside. It's a sell stop. So only you will be entering if the market shows that this is coming down for a deeper drop from this level. So we are looking at here for a potential sell stop in that area. And good morning, welcome. So we place the pending order here with 72 pip stop loss. So you can see the market is potentially breaking back below in that area where there is a high area of value, and expecting the market to possibly drop further back below to this support level. And here is the high level resistance line, expecting the market to trend back down here to this support level. We are looking at here in that market to potentially drop down to this at entry level in this market. So once the market break below here, we will be looking into potential sell in that market. So we place the pending order here, waiting for a possible trigger back below. If this market is maintaining that uptrend, we might be able to see continuation further, but we are waiting for a sell stop trigger potentially to test that low and then continue to trend back down here in that market to this support level. With a long wick candle here, we might see that possible rejection from this higher price here, expecting this market to continue to trend back down here to this support level here in this market. Which is still showing up to be bullish in that area. We are looking to see the potential entry, and we place the pending order here in that area, expecting the market to possibly to break that low, even possibly to cross back below further to create a new lower low in this market. This is what we are looking at, this price action to show up that the price to possibly to break further low here, breaking this support and then to create a new lower low in this market. there's a rejection from this higher price here that you can see in this market, and with the rejection expecting the market to possibly drop down here further to break that support and potentially to trend down here to that level where there is a high area of value. We are looking to see the market has crossed that support, expecting it to trend down here to create a new lower low in this market. But I think the price potentially to break that support, which is highly likely, and that breakup support is where looking for this market to come back here to this key support level. So the market structure here, we see there is a sideways market structure, possibility that there could be a breakup structure that we could see the market to come down here to fill that gap. And as there is a consolidation pattern here, looking to see the market to break that support, even coming further down to create a new lower low in this market. Thank you for joining here, guys. If you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Here is if you look at, this is a consolidation with multiple liquidity sweep, and we can see the price is slowly started to break that support, which might bring the price back well below in that area here to create a new lower low in this market. There is a rejection from this higher price here, and with that rejection we can see lower time frame from this high here, the market trying to break low here. And what I think the possibility for if the market breaks that low to fill that fair value gap. So if you look at, it's a bigger fair value gap, and in that fair value gap there is no the market has not been balanced in that area where there is a high liquidity. And as the price action sideways market currently, what you could see here, the market to potentially break that high and continue to rise, or you could see the market to trend back here, grab the liquidity and continue to trend in the major direction here in this market. So that being said, on the lower time frame, the market structure currently, it's in a consolidation pattern, looking at this market to potentially drop further back below to this support level here in that market. So where if you look at, you can see it's maintaining the series of lower high with a sideways market, and in that sideways market expecting the price break that low, and if the market breaking that support level here, we could see that the price potentially to continue to trend down here again to create a new higher high in this market. So guys, you can see the market is slowly still building that bullish price action in the Ethereum. Long-term trend is bullish. So we could see the further potential upside here in that market. So as it's not breaking that low as we expected, we'll be going out with the pending order, and we'll be waiting for a trend in this market to this upside later. And once the market is directionally clear, then we will be entering into the trade in this market. So that being said, it is a great session with all of you guys. Coming up next session in few hours, NY session also will be looking at some of the trade. We are out with this pending order. It didn't trigger. And we will be looking for further entry opportunity as soon as we see that the new pending order has arrived here in that market. So that being said, thanks for joining here. We'll see you again very soon in few hours with another live session coming up in this market. Thank you, and I'll see you soon trading live together. Until then, stay well, stay happy.